Today we will discuss the basic terms like torque. What's the expression for torque? Then second one, what is the expression for kinetic energy in the case of a body having rotational motion? And what is the expression for work done if the body is having rotational motion? After that, we will discuss work energy principle. Okay, so this we will discuss these four things in this video. Okay, first we will discuss what is the expression for torque, then kinetic energy, work done, and finally work energy principle. Okay, so first term torque. How to define torque? So for that, consider a rigid body having mass m. Okay, and also assume that this body is rotating with respect to the axis or with respect to the point O. Okay, suppose assume that this rigid body having any arbitrary shape is rotating with respect to this axis, an axis passing through the point O perpendicular to the plane of the paper. Okay, ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഇതിൽ rotate ചെയ്യാം. Assume that its angular acceleration is some alpha. Okay, alpha is the angular acceleration. Then for deriving the expressions, we will consider a small element having mass dm. Okay, having mass dm at a distance r from this perpendicular distance between this point O and the element is r. Okay, r is the perpendicular distance. Since the body is having rotational motion, this small element will trace a circular path. Okay, now suppose omega is the angular velocity. Suppose I am assuming the body is rotating in this direction. This is the direction of clockwise direction. So omega is the angular velocity. So these are the things we assumed, or we already know. M is the total mass of the element, or total mass of the rigid body. Dm is the mass of the element we are considered. Omega is the angular velocity. Alpha is the angular acceleration. The unit of omega is radian per second. Unit of alpha is radian per second square. Then the element dm is at a distance r from the perpendicular distance r from the origin point O. Okay, clear? Now we know that from basic physics, this elemental mass dm, okay, it is at a distance r from the center of rotation. This elemental mass will be subjected to two types of acceleration. First one is, suppose here I am considering alpha in this direction. So first one is a tangential acceleration like this. Okay, and second one is a normal acceleration towards the center of rotation. Okay, and the resultant of these two accelerations, suppose A is the resultant of this acceleration, is the total acceleration acting on this element. Okay, so for a rotating body, and if we consider an elemental mass dm, it will be subjected to two types of accelerations. First one, tangential acceleration, tangential to the curve. ഇത് ട്രേസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന കർവിന് ടാൻജൻഷ്യൽ ആയിട്ട്, സപ്പോസ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു സർക്കുലർ പാത്ത് ആണെങ്കിൽ ആ സർക്കുലർ പാത്തിൽ ടാൻജൻഷ്യൽ ആയിട്ട് ഒരു ടാൻജൻഷ്യൽ ആക്സിലറേഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവും. ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ ദർ വിൽ ബി എ നോർമൽ ആക്സിലറേഷൻ ടുവേർഡ്സ് ദ സെന്റർ ഓഫ് ദ rotation. Okay, and also this normal acceleration is also known as centripetal acceleration. It is also denoted as AC, centripetal acceleration. Its direction is towards the center, so that's why it is known as centripetal acceleration. Okay, now we also know that the equation for tangential acceleration is, suppose r is the radius or the distance from point O to dm, and alpha is the angular acceleration. The tangential acceleration is r alpha, and the normal acceleration is r omega square or omega square r. Okay, so try to remember these two equations. Tangential acceleration is r alpha, and normal acceleration or centripetal acceleration is omega square r. Okay, in this normal acceleration can also be written in terms of linear velocity. We know that v is equal to r omega. Okay, so instead of this omega, I can write v by r. Okay, so from this omega is equal to v by r. So normal acceleration is equal to v by r whole square into r. So r cancel ചെയ്തു. So normal acceleration is equal to v square by r. Is another way of expressing normal acceleration. Okay, one equation is r alpha, another one is omega square r. Okay, now we know that if there is an acceleration, there will be automatically some forces also will generate. Okay, because of this tangential acceleration, there will be some tangential force, and because of this normal acceleration, there will be some normal force. Okay, now assume that, so first one, I am considering the tangential force acting on the element. Since the direction of tangential acceleration is like this, the direction of tangential force is also in this direction. Since it's for a small element, I can take dft as the tangential force, and the direction of normal force is towards the center, dfn. Okay, so we know that F is equal to, from our Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. We can write dft is equal to dm into at. Since it's a small element, I am taking dft. Dft is equal to dm into at. So dm into, instead of at, I can write r alpha. dm in dft is equal to dm into r alpha. Okay, so this is the expression for tangential force acting on the small elemental mass dm. Now we want to calculate, actually our aim is we are going to calculate an expression for torque. Torque is nothing but the turning moment or rotating effect or the capacity of rotation. So torque is equal to the moment is equal to force into perpendicular distance. Suppose we are considering torque with respect to, we are calculating the torque with respect to the point O. Okay, since it's a small element, I am taking it as a dt. Okay, the torque acting on the small element dt with respect to O is equal to the force acting on the element into the perpendicular distance between the point O and the force. That means this is the dft, this is the force, and this is the point O about which we are calculating the moment. So the perpendicular distance is r, so into r. Okay, clear? Dt is equal to dft into r. Now we know that dft is dm into r alpha. This gives the elemental torque is equal to dm into r alpha into r, or dt is equal to dm into r square into alpha. So this is the torque acting on the small elemental mass dm. Now the total torque. In order to find out the total torque, we have to integrate on both sides. So the final expression, or the next it will become T is equal to, since alpha is a constant, we are assuming the rigid body is rotating at uniform acceleration. We can take it outside. Alpha into integral dm into r square. Now, what is this term? Dm into r square. Integral dm into r square. We know that if we multiply any quantity, suppose mass or area, anything, into distance, perpendicular distance with respect to a point, perpendicular distance between that point and A, you will get first moment of that quantity. If you are considering area, we will get first moment of area. If you take mass, then we will get first moment of mass. Then again we multiply that quantity by the distance, that is A into r square, that it is known as second moment of that quantity, second moment of area. If it is mass, it is second moment of mass, or it is also known as moment of inertia. Okay, so any quantity into square of perpendicular distance will give moment of inertia. So this term, the mass into square of perpendicular distance, will give moment of inertia of this much mass. Then we are integrating that quantity, so it will give the total moment of inertia of the rigid body, and it is denoted as I. Okay, so I is the total moment of inertia of this rigid body, mass moment of inertia. With respect to mass, it is known as mass moment of inertia. I is the mass moment of inertia of this rigid body. So we will get the final expression for torque as T is equal to I alpha. T is equal to I alpha is the final equation for torque. Okay, it is similar to the equation F is equal to ma. Okay, in linear motion, the corresponding equation is F is equal to ma, and in rotational motion, the equation is T is equal to I alpha. So here, this acceleration is produced because of this force F. Okay, similarly in rotational motion, this angular acceleration is produced because of this torque T. Okay, so the rotational motion term corresponding to the force F is torque. Okay, linear motion F anengil corresponding term in rotational motion is T, and by comparing these two equations, instead of mass M, in rotational motion the quantity is known as moment of inertia, and instead of linear acceleration in rotational motion, the term is known as angular acceleration. So we can compare these two equations. Okay, now the first equation, we derived the first equation, first term, torque. Now we will derive the expression for kinetic energy. What is the expression for kinetic energy? That's our next task. So again, consider the same object, same element dm, same point O, the distance is r. Now the kinetic energy of this element is equal to half into m into velocity of that element. Instead of m, I have to write dm, since we are considering the small element. Half into dm into v square, and also we know that v is equal to r omega. The expression we have first video discuss v is equal to r omega. Substitute the value, this value r omega here. So you will get the change in kinetic energy is equal to half into dm into r square omega square. Okay, now if we want the total kinetic energy, integrate this on both sides. So the total kinetic energy is equal to half into omega square into integral dm into r square. Okay, so dm in this dm into r square is nothing but the second moment of mass, or it's also known as moment of inertia about of this mass dm. Since it is integrating, we are calculating the total moment of inertia. It is denoted as I. So the kinetic energy of a rigid body which is having rotational motion is half into I omega square. Half into I omega square. This is the expression for kinetic energy if a rigid body is having rotational motion. Okay. Now the third one. So we discussed or we find out the expression for torque. After that we find out the expression for kinetic energy. Now what is work done? We have to check what is work done. So work done is nothing but force into displacement in the direction of force, F into ds, or force into displacement. Okay. So again consider the small element dm. Suppose this is the center point, this is the dm. This point is rotating at a particular instant. This is the first position, and after some time the object is at this second position dm. Okay, and this is the small angle of displacement d theta. Okay, this distance is r with respect to point O. This is also r. Okay, and we know that this linear displacement, the straight line joining between 1 and 2 is known as linear displacement. And since this angle is very small d theta, this linear displacement and this curve, okay, this arc, both will be approximately same. The length of this curve as well as this straight line distance is almost same, since we are considering d theta is very small, and I am assuming that distance as ds. Okay, ds means the distance between point 1 and 2. Okay, so what is ds? From basic mathematics, the length of arc is equal to r into corresponding angle, r into d theta. ds is equal to r into d theta. Now work done is equal to, also we are considering here the tangential force Ft. Okay, the normal force will be always towards the center. The moment this work done is produced because of this tangential force. Okay, so work done is equal to tangential force into displacement ds. We are considering the small element, the work done produced by the small element Ft into ds. Work done is equal to Ft into ds. Okay, now substitute the value of ds here. So work done of the elemental mass, ഇതൊക്കെ എലമെന്റിന്റെ ആണ്, നമ്മൾ ടോട്ടൽ വർക്ക് ഡൺ അല്ല. എലമെന്റ് മാസ് ഈസ് ഈക്വൽ ടു എഫ് ടി ഇൻറ്റു ആർ ഡി തീറ്റ. ഡി എസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ആർ ഡി തീറ്റ ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, now integrating on both sides we will get the total work done. Total work done is equal to ft into r into integral theta is nothing but integral d theta is nothing but theta itself. So work done is equal to ft into r into theta. Now what is this term? Force into perpendicular distance. Force into perpendicular distance is nothing but our moment. It is denoted as T, torque. So T into theta, you will get the final expression for work done as T into theta. Work done is equal to T into theta. In linear motion or rectilinear motion, work done is equal to F into S. Okay, work done is equal to F into S. I already told you in linear motion, rectilinear motion, the term instead of this force F, we have to use T in rotational motion. Okay, similarly for linear displacement, here it is angular displacement. So work done is equal to T into theta. Okay, now I am going to divide this expression on both sides by time t. Okay, so we will get work done by time t is equal to T into theta by time t. Okay, the rate of change of work done or work done by unit time is denoted as or known as power. Power is equal to T into theta by T, or power is equal to T into, what is theta by T? Theta by T is nothing but angular velocity omega. So power is equal to T omega. Okay, P is equal to T omega. Now instead of omega, we know that omega is equal to 2 pi n by 60, where n is the rotation per minute. We also know as omega is equal to 2 pi n by 60. So power can be also written as T into 2 pi n by 60, or P is equal to 2 pi n T by 60. Power is equal to 2 pi n T by 60. Another expression for power, T omega or 2 pi n T by 60. Okay, so the expression for work done is also over. Now the final work energy principle. What is work energy principle, or the relationship between work and energy? Work energy principle. Work energy principle is, first I will tell you the statement. After that we can derive that. Okay, this is the work energy principle. Work energy principle states that work done by a torque acting on a body, during an angular displacement is equal to the change in kinetic energy of the body during the same angular displacement. Okay, I repeat, work done by a torque. Okay, ഒരു ടോർക്കിനെ കൊണ്ടുണ്ടാവുന്ന വർക്ക് ഡൺ ആക്ടിങ് ഓൺ എ ബോഡി ഡ്യൂറിങ് ആൻ ആംഗുലർ ഡിസ്പ്ലേസ്മെന്റ്. ഒരു തീറ്റ ഡിസ്പ്ലേസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പം ആ ഡിസ്പ്ലേസ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ട വർക്ക് ഡൺ, ഒരു ഒബ്ജക്റ്റിനെ, ഒരു റിജിഡ് ബോഡീനെ ഒരു പൊസിഷനിൽ നിന്ന് വേറൊരു തീറ്റ ആംഗിളിലേക്ക് റൊട്ടേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ ആവശ്യമായ വർക്ക്, that work is equal to the change in kinetic energy. That means the final position or kinetic energy at the final position minus kinetic energy at the initial position. ഇതിനെയാണ് work energy principle എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. That means suppose this is the object and I am going to rotate this object with respect to point O. Okay, I'll consider the same object. After some time, suppose this is the initial position ഇതായിരുന്നു. 1 is the initial position and 2 is the final position. It is rotated by an angle theta. Okay, now the work required in order to rotate from point 1 to point 2, okay, or in order to displace this much angle theta, is equal to kinetic energy at this point minus kinetic energy at this point 1. That is work energy principle. Okay, so the statement is work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Now we want to prove this. Okay, so for that, consider the rigid body having mass m and its moment of inertia is I, and the torque, the total resultant turning effect is some T. Okay, the object is having the turning moment is T. Also the angular acceleration is alpha. Okay, the rotating acceleration, angular acceleration is alpha. The 1 is the initial position and 2 is the final position. The displacement is, angular displacement is theta, and suppose omega 1 is the angular velocity at point 1, and during the rotational motion the final angular velocity is omega 2. Omega 1 is the initial angular velocity, omega 2 is the final angular velocity. Now we know that torque is equal to I alpha. Now what is alpha? From the basic definition of angular acceleration, it is nothing but d omega by dt. Now applying the product rule, d omega by d theta into d theta by dt. Instead of d omega by dt, I can write d omega by d theta into d theta by dt. Now what is this d omega by d theta by dt? It is nothing but the angular velocity omega itself. So I can write alpha is equal to omega into d omega by d theta. Now substitute this expression here in the expression. This t is equal to I alpha relation. So what we will get, t is equal to I into, instead of alpha I can write omega into d omega by d theta. Then rearranging, I can write t d theta is equal to I into omega d omega. Okay, now this expression is for a small displacement d theta, but I want to calculate for this entire displacement, for entire angular displacement theta. So I have to integrate this integral. I am considering the integral, and the limit of integral will be at starting point at point 1. This point the body is having 0 angle, so this limit is 0, and the final angle is theta. Okay, and here at starting point the angular velocity is omega 1 and the final angular velocity is omega 2. Okay, now integrating, this expression will become t into theta is equal to integral of omega d omega is omega square by 2. So I into omega square by 2, and the limits are omega 1 and omega 2. So simplifying, t theta is equal to half I omega 2 square minus half I omega 1 square. Now what is t theta? T theta is nothing but force into displacement, or it is in rotational motion, torque into angular displacement. It is work done. Work done is equal to, this term is final kinetic energy or kinetic energy at position 2, minus this term is initial kinetic energy or kinetic energy at position 1, or simply we can write work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. That is known as the principle of work energy principle. Okay, so that's all for today. In the next video we will discuss some problems related to these expressions. Okay, thank you.